So since we are done with variables in Ansible, if you recall, three types of variables we discussed: global scope variable, place scope variable, and host scope variable. Again, this host scope variable was classified into two further types: variables which are designed to work on a group of machines and variables which work only on one single machine. Now we'll move into the next concept, which is called as loops. Okay. Basically, if you want a particular module to run for n number of times, then we go with loops. Okay. So how the syntax of this looks like, we'll see. Let me first log in into my Ansible controller. Okay, this is the controller we are connecting to. Since we have been creating all our playbooks in a folder called as playbooks, let's go there and start. Already we have created 9 playbooks. Now I'll create the next one. I will call this as playbook 10.yaml. Basically, I want to teach you loops now. So let's see how the looping code looks like. Implementing loops. Host is equals to tasks. In the task section, I'll say name is equals to, just look at the playbook first. Install a software called as tree, for which the module we use is apt module. The arguments we use are name of the software is tree, state is equals to, let's say present, and update underscore cache, yes or no. Similarly, after this, I want to install a software called as git. So I will say install git. The module we are using is apt module. The name of the software is git. State is equals to present. And finally, I'll give update underscore cache equals to yes or no. One more software. Let's say I want to install Maven. Again, we are using the apt module. The name of the software is Maven. State is equals to present. And I'll say update underscore cache equals to yes. So if you look at this playbook, you notice that we are using the apt module 3 times, right? We are using the apt module 3 times. Only thing that is changing is the name of the software, right? Apart from that, everything else is same. Technically, this is correct. If you run this playbook, it will install tree, git, and Maven. But you can actually reduce this code using loops. Now in Ansible, loops are implemented mainly in 2 different ways. The first type of loop is called as with underscore items. The second type of loop is called as with underscore sequence. This with underscore sequencing, I'll show you when I'm talking about Ansible Docker integrations. As of now, we will depend on a loop called as with underscore items. Okay. So let me show you how the code looks like with underscore items. Okay. We'll remove all of them now. I will say install softwares, and here don't hard code the name. Instead, in double quotations, you give a keyword called as item. Yesterday, we have seen that variables are given in double quotations, double flower brackets. Those variable names I was giving as whatever I want, A, B, C. But here, item is a predefined keyword. You can't change that. You have to give item only. And then aligned with the apt module, you use a keyword called as with underscore items. Did you observe this with underscore items? The alignment is equal to that of the apt. And now you give the names of the softwares. What is the name of the first software? Tree. Next one is git. The last one is Maven. The remaining part of the playbook we delete. So the with underscore items is currently aligned with the apt module. Because we are passing 3 sets of data, the apt module is going to run for 3 times. First time, item will be replaced with a value called tree. For the second iteration, item will be replaced with Git. And for the third iteration, item will be replaced with Maven. 3 times it will run, 3 different softwares it will try to install. Okay. So let us run the playbook. Ansible -playbook. What is the name of the playbook? Oh, yesterday once the class was over, the additional servers I deleted. Remember, we created additional 3-4 servers, right? That is why it is showing unreachable. Tree and Git are already there. That's why it's coming in green color. Maven, it's doing a fresh installation, but anyhow, if I go to the /etc/Ansible/ we are left with only 2 servers now. Okay. So now you run the playbook, that error also will not come. Everything is coming in green because softwares are already installed. This is how looping is done. So whenever you want to perform a loop, all I need to do is, whenever you want to perform a loop, you just open your playbook, and in the playbook, aligned with your particular module, you have to use a keyword called as with_items, and the loop will be done. I'll take up another example. I want to create multiple users, and into the users' home directories, I want to copy some files. Okay. So let us call this playbook as playbook 11.yaml and see what I am doing. Name is equals to, let's say, create multiple users and copy files into the users home directory. This is what we want to do. Hosts is equals to all. The next one is, first thing I want to do is create users. Which module we use? User module. Okay, wait. Before going into this, I just want to take up another example. Just wait. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. No. Basically, if you look at the playbook 10.yaml that I have done, what are we doing? This loop is running for 3 times. And first time it is installing tree, next time it is installing Git, and last time it is installing Maven. In the entire loop, only one parameter is changing, that is name is changing. Now tomorrow, let us say I want to uninstall Git, then state will become what? Absent. Similarly, sometimes I want this update cache to be yes, and sometimes I want it to be no. So there is a possibility that every value can change. When you want to change every value, the loop will not look like this. It will be slightly different. So let me create the playbook for that. I'll call this as playbook 11.yaml. Let me copy and paste the same code, but see what I am doing. Yeah, now I will use variables. Item, and after that item, I will use a key, any variable name, .a. The second one, I will call it as item.b. That A and B are variables. You can give whichever name you want. The third one, we will call it as item.c. And after doing this, come to your with_items, and in flower brackets, A is equals to tree, B is equals to, we want to do what? Installation. So I will give it as present. C, I will say no, which means I don't want to update the APT repository. Similarly, let's say Git I want to uninstall. A is equals to Git, B is equals to absent, and C is equals to the last one. A is equals to Maven. State, there is another value called as latest. If there is some higher value, it will upgrade. I want to do this after updating the APT repository. Okay. Now, you know what happens? Again, because we are passing 3 sets of data, the APT module is going to run for 3 times. For the first iteration, item.a will be replaced with tree. Item.b will be replaced with present. And item.c will be replaced with No, which means tree installation will happen without updating the apt repository. For the second iteration, item.a will be replaced with git. Item.b will be replaced with absent. Item.c with no. So git uninstallation will happen without updating the apt repository. Ansible -playbook. What is the name of the playbook? Playbook 11.yaml-b. Do you see those colors? Tree came in green and Maven also comes in green, which means Maven is already the latest version. Tree is already present. Earlier Git was present. Now you have done an uninstallation. That is why that Git uninstallation is coming in yellow. Okay. Now, based on this, let us go to the example that I was trying to show a few minutes earlier. I want to create multiple users, assign home directories to the users, and into the home directories of the users, I would like to copy certain files. So, name is equals to create users and copy files into the users home directory. Hosts is equals to all. What is the next one? I want to create multiple users. The module is user module. The name of the user, I'll call this as item.a. The next one is password. Password, I'll call it as item.b. The home directory, I will call it as item.c. Sorry. Item.c. Now, after doing this, for the user module, we will use a loop. We will use with underscore items. And here you give the data one after the other. A is equals to, the name of the user is Ramesh. B is his password. I'll give the password as IntelliQIT. Then C is his home directory. Shall we make this fellow's home directory as /home/Ramesh? Okay, done. Similarly, the next user, I'll call him as Rajesh. B is equals to his home directory. And C is equals password and now home directory, temp Rajesh. So you see, the with underscore items is aligned with the user module. Because we are passing two sets of data, the user module is going to run for 2 times. First time, item.a, item.b, and item.c will be replaced with that data. So Ramesh user gets created and his password will be IntelliQIT and his home directory will be /home/Ramesh. For the second iteration, again, these 3 values will be replaced with, so 2 users will get created. Now, after creating users, I want to copy files into the users' home directories. So I will say copy files into users' home directories. For copying files, which module we have? Copy module. Source. I will call this source as item.a. The next one is destination. Let's call this as item.b. Item.b. Once it is over, we will use with underscore items. And in with underscore items, I will say A is equals to, I want to copy file into the home directory of Ramesh user. I want to copy a file called /etc/password. So source is /etc/password. Destination is /home/Ramesh folder. Similarly, next time I want to copy a file called /etc/group. Okay, these are files which are present on the controller. We are just trying to copy them. B is equals to, I want to copy that into /tmp/. First time I'm giving the home directory of the first user. Second time you are giving home directory of the second user. Okay. So with this, we are expecting that 2 users will be created, and into the user's home directory, we are trying to copy 2 files. First time we are copying the password file. Next time we are copying the group file. Okay. So let's run the playbook till here. Ansible hyphen playbook. What is the name of the playbook?
Right after comma, you can have space.
You can't. Commas. Ansible is very much particular about where you give the spaces. So let's go and check. I just want to go to one of the managed node and show you what is happening. See, I'll go to one of the managed node. SSH. Once I go to this machine, if you say /etc/password, you will find two users created called Ramesh and Rajesh. Do you see that? We have Ramesh and Rajesh. You can notice Ramesh home directory /home/ and this one is. Now, if you give sudo ls on /home /Ramesh or Rajesha, Ramesh, you will see there is a file called as password file. Similarly, if you go into Rajesh's home directory, which is actually present in a folder called as temp folder, you should find the group file. Okay, now? So this is how loops are done. Loops can be implemented only at the level of a particular module. You can't do that at the level of the entire playbook. It's done only at the level of modules. I'll show you another example to demonstrate this. Look at this playbook. This was a playbook that we have done long back when we were working on Tomcat installations. Now, in this playbook, you notice that the APT module is being used 2 times because we are trying to install Tomcat 9 and Tomcat 9-admin. So I can use a loop over there. Similarly, you notice that I am using the URI module also 2 times because there are 2 managed nodes. Now, this entire stuff for URI module and APT module, I can use loops. For other modules, you don't because only one time they are being used. So let's create another playbook. I will copy this playbook 3.yaml and I will call this as playbook 13.yaml. Let us go to playbook 13.yaml and let us make the changes. See this? In the place of Tomcat 9, see here I will say the title is install Tomcat 9 and also Tomcat 9-admin. Name, I am going to give a keyword called item.a. Installation, I will call this as item.b. And updating the repository, we will call it as item.c. Once this is done, aligned with the APT module, we are giving with_items. And now I will say A equals to what? Tomcat 9. B is equals to what? Present. C is equals to for the first time. Similarly, A is equals to, I will call this as Tomcat 9-admin. B is equals to present. And C is equals to, I don't want to update the APT repository. Now I can remove this part of the code. Do you notice APT module is aligned with_items because you people are passing 2 sets of data. The APT module is going to run for 2 times. Copy module we want to run only for 1 time. No need for loop. Replace module only 1 time. Service module only 1 time. Similarly, pause module also you are running only for 1 time. But this URI module you are running it for 2 times. So let's use a loop. Check Tomcat response on all managed nodes. And what I'll do is whatever IP address you people are hard coding, that I will replace with a keyword called as item. Just give me a second. Hello? Hello? Evaru? Chandrasekhar, నేను ఒక half an hour లో కాల్ చేస్తాను. Okay. So you use with underscore items, and here I'll give the IP address of the first server. Similarly, I will give the IP address of the second server. If you are yes, two variables you can use, because I'm just looping on this item. I did not use those variables. Okay. But if you want to check failure status, you'll give it as -1. If you want to check whether that server is not reachable, then we give -1. If it is not reachable, it will show as -1. 200. Fail అయిపోతుంది అప్పుడు. Okay. I think one more IP address was there. Antena, but something wrong with the alignments. Okay, status code is 200, fine. But alignment also somewhere there is a mistake. HTTP space, one extra space. Okay, so now it's good. Run the playbook. Ansible hyphen playbook. What is the name of the playbook? Playbook 13.yaml hyphen. First part of the loop is installing Tomcat 9 and Tomcat 9-admin. Then you are waiting for 60 seconds, after which URI module will also run for 2 times.
So the attribute argument names
Much more understandable.
True. Session. Using all
that is true, but most of the time students are not comfortable if I give words, so I prefer to give ABC. So
but if you have variables are argument names. Argument names are variables of use as different value users value good argument.
Then
you have to item name no money type here.
Item dot you give that same argument name.
With the playbook, and you look into all these variables only, you have to save it on a text pad and upload only.
Then you will understand what it is, too, obviously. Otherwise, give meaningful names for understanding.
How do you work?
They give meaningful names. Always you give meaningful names. You don't use ABCs.
You
Always some meaningful name will give for variables. That kind of scenario also we'll see. But do you see, even after waiting for that much time, it is showing some failure response. You know, what is the reason? Yesterday, when I was showing you host scope variables, we installed a software called Firewall D. That Firewall D probably is blocking. Let's uninstall it. Name is equals to Firewall D. State is equals to absent. I'll also say purge equals to yes. So I'll uninstall Firewall D, then we'll try to run the same playbook.
Sir, where can we find the for all these Ansible sessions?
Where can we?
Where can I find the notes for this Ansible session?
Once the class is over, I'll upload it to the GitHub and I'll also pick the URL to you. Okay. Every day we are uploading it to the same URL, GitHub URL. See, this is the one.
Maven. Okay, what's the repository?
This is the repository by playbooks1.yaml.
Okay.
So you can actually, I'm picking that URL in the chat box. You can copy it from there.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so you are waiting for 60 seconds currently, and after that, it should show the URI module also as successful.
Sir, how about the position of the with item? So if I use it after APT module, will it work or
No, I did not understand your question. How about what?
So with items, sir. With items, if I want to use it after APT module rather than using it at last, so does it matter the position of the with item?
Okay, no, it doesn't matter. You can give anywhere. It should be aligned with that particular module. That is important.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So I think everyone is clear with the looping concept, right? Now, once the looping is over, I'll move into another component, which is frequently asked in interviews. It's a very simple concept, miscellaneous concept, which is called as tags. Tags are nothing but aliases, which are given to module names in your Ansible playbook. Once you give tags, what happens is you get more modular control on the execution of your Ansible playbook. Currently, what is happening, whenever you are running the playbook, the entire playbook, all the modules are getting executed, which is fine. But sometimes you don't want to run all the modules. You want to run only certain modules in your playbook. Then you can assign something called as tags. You're understanding? Currently, whenever you run the playbook, the entire playbook is getting executed. I don't want the entire playbook to be executed. I want only certain modules to be executed. Then we go with tags. So how the tagging concept looks like, I'll show you. I will call this as playbook 14.yaml. Name is equals to implementing tags. Host is equals to all tasks. And in the task section, I'll say name is equals to, let's say the first one is I want to install tree, for which the module is APT module. The arguments are name of the software, state is equals to present, and maybe I want to update the cache as yes or no. Now, aligned with the APT module, I will use a keyword called as tags, and you give some name. I'll call the name as tree underscore installation. The next one, name is equals to, I want to create a user, for which the module is user module. The name of the user is Anu. Her password, I want to give it as IntelliQIT. And then I will give tags over here. And let's call this as user underscore creation. The last module that I want to use is name is equals to, I want to copy a file called as password file. The module we use for that is copy module. Arguments are source, which file you are trying to copy. Destination, where do you want to copy? I want to copy it to the temp folder. Now, intentionally, I am not giving a tag for the third module. So basically, in this playbook, 3 modules are there: installation of tree, creation of user, and copying the password file. Out of these 3 modules, 2 modules are having tags. 1 module is not having any tags. Okay. Now, when you run the playbook, the entire playbook gets executed. Ansible-playbook, playbook 14.yaml. If you give like this, all the modules will be executed. Nothing special. Okay, you see, installation of tree was happening, creation of user is happening, and also copying the password. Till here, everything is okay. But now I want to control which modules I want to run. Only the tagged modules I want to execute. Then you can give hyphen tags is equals to tagged. When you give like this, only the tagged modules will be executed. How many modules are tagged in our case? 2 modules. So only those 2 modules will be executed. Copying the password file will not be executed. Do you notice? Installation of tree, creation of user. Did it execute the password file copying? No. I hope you are understanding. Now, let's say I want to execute only the untagged modules. Then I can give like this, hyphen tags is equals to, how many untagged modules are there? 1 untagged module. Only that module will be executed now. Do you see which module is executing? Copying the password file. I can execute modules based on a particular tag name also. I can give like this, tags is equals to user underscore creation. So only that one particular module with a tag called user underscore creation gets executed. Remaining part of the playbook will not be executed. So do you notice which module is getting executed? So basically tagging is a process through which you are getting more control on the flow of your Ansible playbook. You are able to decide which modules you want to execute and which modules you want to skip. That is the main concept of tagging. One more thing. Whenever you run a playbook, did you observe the first task that it executes is always something called as gather facts? What is that? We never give a task like that. Any playbook you execute, it first executes gather facts. Gather facts is a module where it is actually capturing the system information of the remote servers. If you feel that this capturing of system information is unnecessarily taking time and you don't want to do that, you can skip it. You can give the playbook like this. In the playbook, after giving name, hosts, and all this, you can give an option called as gather underscore facts equals to false. When you do this, from now onwards, the playbook will not execute that first module. See? -B I will give. See what is, did you observe? It is directly starting with installation of tree. That gathering facts has been skipped. Okay. It's executing only the modules that you have given. Similarly, we know that -B stands for become. It is used for giving pseudo privileges on the remote servers. Now, instead of giving that B over here, you can give that in the playbook also. You can give like this. Become colon equals to yes. When you give in the playbook itself has become colon equals to yes. Now, in the execution time, you don't need to give the -B option. Alternatively, in the playbook itself, you are giving become colon equals to yes. See? I hope you are understanding. Okay. We'll stop the session for now because I'm finding it difficult to speak. But any questions you want to ask before we wind up?
Yes, sir. One question, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, sir. Can we execute? We have 3 modules. 2 are untagged and one is 2 are tagged and one is untagged. Right, sir?
True. True.
Yeah. Can we execute one tagged and one untagged?
No, I am not sure. I'm not really sure about this. I can execute multiple tagged modules, but one untagged and one tagged, I'm not sure, but let me just check it once and confirm it.
I think we have to define that one. If we define that one, it should work, sir. Can we try and check, sir?
No, untagged modules you can't. When you say untagged, the moment you say untagged, all untagged modules will come into picture. It is possible to execute, both. I mean, 2 tagged modules or 3 tagged modules from the entire playbook. That is possible. But one untagged and one tagged, technically that's not possible as far as I know. But I'll check it on Google once.
Sure, sir. Sure.
I'm sure it's not possible, but let me just check it and confirm. So anyhow, I'll close the meeting, friends. As always, I mean, some of the online students are, I think, confused with the playbook's location. So please see this. I'll call this as C and I'll upload today's playbooks also into the same repository, which we have been using since the last few days. So see, all the playbooks, including what we have done today, have been successfully uploaded into the GitHub repository. So you see, everything is there. Pinging it in the chat box, and still, if you are not able to see it, you can actually take a photo of that. Okay. So that's it. We'll wind up the class for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you so much.